Welcome to Big Conversations by Ordinary People.
Thank you.
I can tell from my interactions with you that you are a really big fan of the podcast, and I thank you so much for always looking out for the episodes. Really, you are among the people as to why I keep doing the podcast with. Oh, I think we lost my co-host. I think we fired him. He's starting his own podcast, so now I think it's my podcast.
You can have mergers, like those things of, like how Disney would have Hannah Montana in Wizards of Waverly Place, stuff like that. You make it fun.
Yeah, we'll probably do that. Okay, so we'll start by having you introduce yourself and why you're interested in being on Big Conversations.
Oh, wow. That's like a question that asked me in a job interview. But anyway, my name is Nkinzi Kayla. I'm basically a lover of life, a lover of people, and I do all the things I do, whether it's to do with education or charity or going out, it drives back to that. Like when I'm in the charity things, it's because I am driven towards the cause they are maybe collecting money for or something like that. When I'm studying, like now my software engineering, although I blundered a bit because when I did research, I should actually be doing cybersecurity, but I didn't, like being naive and whatnot.
Research.
When I researched, okay, like in high school, what made me get more interest in IT? Because I always had it since like primary, but like two people catfished me on Facebook. I would keep getting hacked, like those weird things. Then one time in S2, in the holiday, I landed on a show called Mr. Robot. I was like, wow, this is like something I'd want to do in future. So when you look at what cybersecurity experts do, that's what they do. Like they keep hackers out of your accounts, keep your like money secure, stuff like that. Software engineers don't really do that. They are more into like mobile app development, websites, what. Although you could still venture into that, but like the 4 years,
Venture into
4 years of studying something. Okay, I wouldn't say it's relevant because there are many things I've studied.
But then what would be don't you think the advantages?
Of course, the advantages, you'd have more skills than the people who specialized from the beginning. But yeah, it's a fast-paced world. There's some documentary I watched, and they're like, in the IT business, over the IT field, things are changing every 2 seconds. I was like, oh my God, I'm not even inside studying, and these guys are already scaring us, which is true. But I feel to a certain extent, you can't replace everyone. You're like, everyone is like, oh, AI is going to replace artists. AI is going, you can't. Like, especially if you're, you see, like, if I mention names, I'm going to shake tables. But you see an artist like Cindy, it's hard to replace her with AI. Because first of all, there's her performance, there's her songwriting, there's her charisma, there's her dancing. Like,
But I think AI can write better than her.
why?
Because it has so much. So whatever, depending on the model that is being developed, like replicate her voice, it probably already knows her thought process, right? It can get that from a combination of her posts on the internet, her previous songs. Then it can get to know like her vibe. Like it has so much information to work with that if you're writing lines strictly to replicate Cindy, you have so much to work with than Cindy actually knows. So definitely.
Oh, okay, yes, maybe in that, but as a package, like you see.
Yes, as a package, yes.
Exactly.
Of course, human interaction is still very necessary, right? Cindy's presence, the aura she gives when she comes, say, into this room, is already something that makes you believe that she's Cindy, and that is not something you can get from a robot.
Exactly. Because like Chris Brown did, I wonder whether to call it a post something song. It's that I don't want to say the wrong word, Nene Swaza, with Aaliyah. But you could clearly tell like she wasn't in the song. They were like doing hologram thingies with her singing, like the bridge. But like it was not the same. So
for you as an engineer, what do you want to do? What things do you want to do that change the world?
Anyway, majorly, I still don't know if it's possible, because when I actually came to school and started studying like the stuff to do with AI, I was like, this stuff is big. And now, like, more, because I'm more into the thing, or can I say into the field, I've discovered that I don't really like programming, yet I can't live without it. But good enough, the kind of programming I don't like is not the one I'm interested in. So all I'll need to do is get serious with like these courses on Udemy, Code Academy, what, and have like a strong enough machine. And then I'd be able to like create models. Like, let me say maybe like this guy at my college, he's called Engineer by Nomgisha. He has something called Air Core, where like they're doing something like where they study the air quality in Kampala. Now you see, like with all getting involved in such, you really see that what you're doing has purpose, not just, oh, I'm making a website for a bakery. Okay, I'm not saying bakeries are bad, but like, see these guys, the data they're collecting now is going to help people 30 years from now. So if I could get into that, because I was talking to some friend of mine, I was like, hey, do you guys have social media people? Because I'm into that a lot, and I currently do it for, can I call them organizations? But yeah, so I wanted to enter through that. Then you'll be learning things. Then when like someone leaves, they're like, oh, we have a chick who does social media. She can come and help. But majorly my thing would be like, I haven't really thought it through, but it has to be something that has actual impact. Like, let me say, if I go to Karamoja and these guys are experiencing drought, me as a software engineer, what am I going to curate, or what am I going to make that is going to change these people's lives and make it better? Not just coming and be, oh, I'm a software engineer, they give me 15 million a month, I'm here. We can see there is drought, but what are you doing about that drought? Stuff like that.
I mean, it's a field that's practical, right?
True.
You definitely maybe adding value to some other existing problem that's whose solutions are being created, or you are creating your own solutions for existing problems to simplify people's lives. I have a friend of mine who is working on models that are about to test, so they inform. They are trying to make people who are, how do they call them, vegetarians, guys who don't eat meat, be able to taste meat, but in say cookie, to make a cookie taste like meat. So yeah, it's they're chemists, but then they're using software as well to like develop that. So such hidden solutions, I don't feel like you can fail to find them.
Hopefully, there's still time. But the way I see it now, and like, like people like going with that trend a lot. And even in our year one recess, our lecturer, like one of our supervisors, told us the reason why many of you are going to fail, you think that all of you are supposed to be programmers. You're supposed to look for, like, find what you're good at or what you have a lot of interest in, build on that, and then get your team of like other people, like software, like maybe programmer, cybersecurity guy, marketing, and his business process management. But everyone wants to tie in programming because programming has money. How can it have money if every time they give you a problem, you can't even think out the solution? Like, even the first line of code can't come to your mind. You need to make it make sense. That all goes even to like the electives you choose. Some people choose mobile app. What's it called? I don't even know the name of that. But some people choose like mobile over app development when they should be in embedded systems. Because now you see like this person says, and work with robots. What are you doing in mobile app development? Make it make sense. But then another thing one of our lecturers said, but many of you are in this course because you're SEDAT rejects. I was like, guys are here because I didn't want to be in SEDAT. For me, I want.
You wanted to be in SEDAT?
No.
You wanted to.
I wanted like my course, and even I had to like apply because I gave software engineering first and second choice, like day evening, then Bachelor of Arts in Econ, then actuarial science, but they gave me actuarial science. I wanted to faint when I was checking the listing. I'm not seeing my name. Then I was like, okay, Kayla, calm down. Then I just searched for my name and then I found it in actuary. I was like, I did research with some friend of mine. He had gotten it on government. So we're like, let's do research, come back together and see what decision to make. long story short, we researched, we found out it's like this stuff of BCom where you have to get certified. We were like, no, thank you. He's doing electrical engineering. I applied for change of program and luckily I got in. So it was really,
Do you feel like you are given very good parental guidance?
in a way, yes, but
Career guidance. That's
I still understood what you meant, but in a way, yes, because my dad is not the type of people, oh, I want you to be a doctor, so you have to be a doctor. He gives you, I don't know, like
the
options,
yes, to make your own choices.
But you have to pitch your idea to him, like, because now me like that, I don't want to call it a mistake, but in S5, I was confused a lot. At some point, I wanted to do civil, then agriculture, then architecture, then law, like 6 courses, then BCom. Now, like by S6, I was like, why don't I do architecture? It would make my dad happy, what. Forgetting that my drawing skills are not that good. The pressure of being in the same field as my father, everyone would just be comparing me to him. They already do it. So now if I'm doing art, they'll be like, your father wasn't making such designs at this age.
But your father is
an architect. So when I finally decided that this is not what I want, convincing him that the software is what I want, it's like I had to pitch, like, these guys who go on Shark Tank and you have to pitch your idea to these guys that they invest in you. At some point, I even thought he wasn't going to pay my fees because he was like, your place is already there in IUEA, and now you're saying you don't want. I felt like I was being guilt tripped, but eventually he accepted. To do ARC. Because I think one of those guys are his friends or clients or both. So, it was a tight one. But I think, like, my mom was also telling me, you better make up your mind, otherwise. Because even when I was applying for change of program, I applied before we started school and they were taking long to like give me feedback. Then my dad was like, Tewe siba kuchintu. Actually, I know when he starts speaking Luganda, I know like now he's getting serious. Tewe siba kuchintu, don't force life. If Makerere has failed, there are so many other universities. That's one of his favorite lines. There are so many other universities. But you went there. Even I want to go there. Luckily, when things are for you, things may go up, down, what, but you still end up where you're supposed to.
Do you feel like Makerere University is still the dream university?
Wapi. I'm sorry, Professor Nawangu, but no. Maybe it depends on what you're looking for, because if you're looking for practicality and like you're doing more of these SEDAT courses, Chambogo or Ndeje or Nkozi, Makerere, they do a lot of, we do a lot of theory. So it's up to you to make that theory practical. And now, like for some people, RSS, you can't avoid it. You're still going. Like RSS is basically a summary of what you've done throughout the year. So you're not going to dodge. So if you failed like half the question is there, rest assured you're going to fail recess. Mm-hmm. But now, like, and I don't know what to say, but I think it's majorly what you're looking for. Because some people should say, I'm looking for a place that's focused where they push us to do things. Or you see, that's where they'll manage. You bring such a person to MOOC, she may slack or like put too much pressure on herself, and like burnout. So I think it depends on what you're looking for. Because me, like, certain things don't make sense. Like, there's BCom here in Uganda. So why am I paying like thrice the amount? But when you're rich, the money can be eating you like. So you're going to Strathmore to do BCom. Maybe the only advantage with those guys is they do the ACCA, the equivalent, at the same time. So you come out when you're done with everything. Not like here, BCom. Then after you first decide, am I going to do the certified bichi, what? But me, it doesn't make sense doing a course that's in your country, and like it's not like they're doing badly. It's not like saying, ARC in Uganda is not that good, let me go do it from South Africa. BCom. I'm sorry, guys, but
I was just showing that's a t-shirt as well. So
yeah, very intentional.
Clearly. Do you think you know anything?
No, that's the point.
But the shirt says it annoys you who knows it.
Those of us, but it doesn't mean that I also know everything. I usually wear, like, if I wear it when I'm going somewhere, now I wear it because the internet didn't see me It was either this or a Rotaract t-shirt, and guys are tired of seeing me push Rotaract. But usually I wear it to like parties when there's like a one person I'm targeting, and I make sure they see me, and I make sure I take a picture with them so that they have it forever in their memory.
How would you describe yourself?
Me. The short version, I'm a short. The English. I'm a social butterfly.
What does that mean?
Like, you see a butterfly flies everywhere, what. Now add the social aspect of it. When I get into a room, I'm going to live with like at least 5 friends, or like 5 new numbers, or 5 new people I've met. Like, my goal when I go to places is not necessarily to be seen, but because I jump on stages a lot, guys may think it's to be seen. But it's to meet as many people as I can. Like, feed off people's good energy. That's why, like, when I sense your bad vibes, there's a trick I learned from a friend. When she senses, like, you have bad vibes or you're, like, talking ill about a friend of hers, she just pretends she's picking a call. She'll walk away. And I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't tolerate people's. I'm here to have fun. Like, we've gone to, like, let me say Kenji's or someone's birthday party, and someone is sulking there in that corner. You could have stayed in your bed and sulked from there. Unless, like, maybe something happened while we were there, like they robbed your phone or something. Then I can become. But you came to the bar to sulk. Me, I can't handle. Guys are happy. Like, there are so many opportunities for sadness to come for us. Now you've come to a place, like coming to a wedding and you're crying, oh, this person died. We're not at a funeral, my guy. So basically that's it. When I enter a place, I want to move around. That's why, like, when I go out and like maybe I've gone out with someone, I'm like, I'm the worst person to go to a place with, because I don't stay in one place. I'm always moving. I see someone there, I'm like, isn't that celeb I saw here? I was like, I gotta say hi. That's how I met you. I was like, isn't that the guy from Big Combos? I was like, how?
Except I'm not a celebrity.
You are. You just think you're not.
I'm not.
You are.
How do you define celebrities?
Popular or known on the internet. Like, there are levels. Like, see now, like Nampera, she's a celebrity, but she's not at the level of Fabiola. And Fabiola is also not at the level of Zari.
How?
And Zari is also not at the level of Kardashian. As who?
As Zari.
How?
I mean, as Fabiola.
Why? How?
We've both seen them naked.
Oh, no. You had to bring that. But no. Fabiola has been here longer. Fabiola was in Miss Uganda. Fabiola, I don't know. Like, I feel like even the duration of your popularity matters. You can't compare Champion Good to Fresh Kid. They're around the same age group, but Champion Good was just calm. Fresh Kid was there since we were like.
So how would you describe your energy?
Me, on a very good day, I'm good vibes. It depends, because I'm like a sponge. If I'm in a place where there are bad vibes and I stay there for too long, I'm going to suck in those bad vibes. But if not, like, I'll be kawa. So that's it, basically. If I find people are serious, I'll be like, I also have to be serious. And if I don't want.
Do you think you have more energy levels? Do you think you feel more alive than your peers?
A lot of the time, because I would go like to Smack League or Budo League. Like, you're just there, good vibes, good music. You're excited because they're bringing Nwaji. Then guys are like, Kayla, you kawa, are you on something? I'm like, no. But then we were at some gala of some school. I want to mention them. And this time they didn't allow like alcohol during the event. The place was so damn. And I was like, oh my God, guys legit need alcohol in order to like be fun and bubbly. And I was like, that's sad. That's very sad.
You don't need.
It's just a catalyst. If, like, let me say, I come to a place at 8 and my vibe was going to hit at 10 p.m., the alcohol just makes it come earlier, like at 9 or 8:30. But either way, it was something that's going to happen.
Yeah, but there are very many things that induce better energy levels. Say, like eating very well, like sleeping very well, like all that just doesn't have to be alcohol or drugs.
Yeah, true. But a lot of people depend on that.
Do you think they depend on that, or they're just part of life, right? Like it's like it's like smoking. It's more of a feeling than a necessity. Like, people don't need the nicotine or the marijuana But the feeling it's a feeling, it's an emotion. Yeah.
The mixture of hormones.
Girl, I really can't explain it as to why I chose them. It just happens.
True. But I think it varies from person to person because there are some people, when you go out with them, it's like they are on a mission to kill you. Shots. You guys. Actually, when like people have just gotten money, or like let me say they are hosting the event, or, I don't know, or like someone is just in a generally better mood. It's like, why don't you buy for me food? You're buying alcohol. Alcohol in an empty stomach equals to trouble. But anyway, to each his own, because we are all adults now. Like that shit used to get me like in high school. There was this rugby event, and they were refusing. After a certain time, they were refusing to sell us soda. I was like, how can I go home? I'm still going to smell. 16-year-old me, I'm still young. I'm like, oh. But now, because I was looking at people, I was like, okay, bring eye test. I was like, but now, like, let everyone do what they want. Someone 18.
For real.
Apart from those occasional things, like maybe they give you to test car wine, but like legit buying it myself, 18.
So do you feel like you felt you needed to buy it because it was restricted from you?
I actually didn't want. I wanted soda. I went to the thingy there at Chadi, and the babe refused to give us. They're like, we're not selling sodas anymore. I was like, what?
So you bought alcohol instead?
I shall. I'm also shocked because I usually like the forbidden fruit, but I think because I went there and I'm like, I want soda. But other guys bought the alcohol and we tasted cool. And I was like, this is what makes people go mad and what.
So talk to me about your journey.
It's
through life so far. What
do
you make of it?
It's been like, I usually tell people it's like this up down roller coaster, and like last year, you know, like when you go to like, let me say campus, and you're like, I'm going to top my class, I'm going to what. By the end of the year, only the bad things that I thought would happen had happened. None of the good. Only the bad things. Because like by December, I reached a point where I was like, God, it seems my work here on earth is done. It's time to go. Like, you're not necessarily suicidal, but you're like, man, if I die, there's nothing. That people are going to miss. Like, I don't think I've ever been like, I don't know whether to call that depression or burnt out or like, but that was such a serious, so like, guys would come to my room and they're like, you look bad. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it wouldn't even get me. Like, you become so numb. Guys tell you, oh, there's a test tomorrow. Like, oh, okay. Oh, there's course. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, the other times, like, you're so happy. But anyway, like in summary, my childhood was like, okay. I was an only child for like almost 6 years. So I enjoyed my parents' love a lot. And I think it sort of spoiled me. Because now, like having a sibling after being alone for all that time, you'll be excited, of course, but like the attention is no longer on you. It dawns on you like, now there's someone else. Then they add another. Then they add another. You're like, because even now, I tell you, I'm an adult. But I go home, like you can be the you're jazzing, mommy, how you're hot jazz. The other one's come, mommy. May I just walk away because I'll end up getting pissed. And you'll be like, now why are you getting annoyed? Nah. But
how do you feel your mommy will feel when they listen to this? Because they're different.
I don't know. My parents, you can't really tell because like even when I was going to get this piercing, I kept hinting towards it. Like to my mom, she was like, you're joking. You're such a coward. Because me, I have chejo and I fear pain. So she'd be like, you can't. So I got it the day my sister was going back to school. I meet them at the school. She's like, you did it. And I was like, okay. Yet you think her reaction would be like, why did you get that thing? Because I first asked for her opinion on it when the first time I thought about getting it. She was like, oh, For us in nowadays, if you had a nose piercing, it would either mean you're a lady of the night or you're a hajat. I was like, I'm none of the above. But then I was like, guys will judge you either way, whether you do what or what. So I was like, me, I want the thing. The only thing that was stopping me, I'm a coward. So I was fearing that pain. And guys are like, it took a year to heal.
Why did you?
Like, it looked pretty. I don't know. Like one day, a piece of sequins fell on my nose by mistake. And I was like, oh, this thing would actually look good on me, because you have to do research. So many people get things on their bodies when they don't know what they look like, or like hair. You see her, babe? She has done very nice braids. The braids are nice, they are neat, but they don't look good on her. And you're like, did her salon lady advise her, or she insisted? Then as for tattoos, they even turned green on black skin. So that one.
You don't like tattoos?
It's not that I don't like them, but a lot of people's tattoos are not like, I don't even know what. You can tell that they got them like maybe a fit of rage or like some drunk night. Like, there is no art. Like, you can look at someone's tattoo and it tells a story or sort, but someone has a moon, then there's a cross here, then a girl's name here, then another girl's name. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, pain. Some people, that's how they deal with their pain.
true.
I think. I remember one of my friends had very many tattoos, and they always drew the tattoos on themselves. They always tattooed themselves. You get like a sharp object and
Okay, why am I making that face? I used to do that in my S1. But like with a compass, like I just write my name here. And it was temporary. Like in 2 days, it would swell and then would go. I don't know up to now why I was doing that, but things happen.
Can you tell me about a time you have seized an opportunity that changed your life?
Wow. I'm going to give this is the first one that came to mind that makes sense. Others may be seen like as small, but like there's that charity organization I told you about that guys started in our VAC. There are currently like 4 branches: Healing Hearts Western Region, Central, and then one in Nairobi. So, when you're very active, they would approach and be like, oh, do you want to be an admin? What else? So like admin, you're the ones like at the top, in charge of the top decisions and whatnot. But remember, it's a charity organization, so you're not going to get paid.
But you paid in kind, all right?
Yeah, but at the level we're at now, we still collect at every outreach, so we are not yet at that level. So they approached me, do you want to be an admin or what? I talked to my parents about it. Then she was like, aren't you going to get distracted from school? What? I was having second thoughts. But I was like, you know what? Let me just do this thing. There's a reason why they asked me to do it. And from that, I've met like many people. I've gotten to see when you're on the outside, they just be like, guys, bring 25K, we are going to Katanga, what. But now when you're part of like the organizers, you see it in a deeper sense. Because we usually, when we want to go to a place, we ask them what they need, not just going with your posho. When they ask what they need is school fees. So you actually get to see that these guys are not like badly off. The most recent one, we were in Namongo, so we went down to the slums and we were talking to these people. There's a lady who lives in a shack. It's like I don't know, it's very tiny. And she was like, there are 9 people in that car house and they cook from inside. Why? The landlord said, if you cook from outside, guys can poison your food. I'm like, you're already in a bad place, but people are even trying to do worse things to you. I was like, you guys, no. And then, it helps you appreciate life because we take a lot of these things for granted. You're like, oh, today mommy cooked posho when I wanted to eat rice. So I wanted to eat pizza. Guys are there. When they get posho, they are happy. For you get rice and you're complaining. So, there are 5.
Different sizes.
Exactly.
That's what life is about.
True.
So, because that is still very unfair.
Yeah. because some of these people work harder than us. There's another lady, we asked her where she works. She was like, oh, I don't work anywhere. I just wash for people their clothes and they call me money. She has children.
Yeah, I think that informs us to always count our blessings, right? Yeah. Given that we never choose to come into this life,
Yeah.
when you're blessed to afford maybe a roof over your head, to have new furniture in your house, to have beddings where to sleep,
clean water to drink,
you have to count your blessings much more. It's not the same. Okay, back to you now. For what was the goal for you to join Rotary?
Rotary.
Oh, yeah, Rotary and
the entire thing. Okay. Basically, why should you join?
Okay, but first tell me about you. The goal. What was the goal?
Basically, in S1, you know, like when you join a school, they tell you, oh, there are these clubs, drama club, interact club, what. Then I was going to join, and then I had, oh, you have to pay to join that club. I was like, pay. Excuse me. So I waited for the holiday. I did my research. I did research on interact, drama. I was like, wow. But then I remembered our admin is quite rigid. Of my former schools, I was like, a lot of these things won't work. Like, because you see, like drama clubs of other schools have like an annual production. My school didn't have stuff like that. Interact club, they're getting into charity. They're doing like cleanup drives in their communities or like helping the elderly. 3C is doing the same, but like at the Cancer Institute, like many little things. I come back to school, I'm not seeing any of that. I was like, sawa, let me chill. It's not until, like, I think my dad decided their Rotary Club, him and a group of his friends, they started a Rotary Club. And that's when I got to know, oh, these guys go for medical camps. Like, they create actual impact in society. Oh, they collect money for kids who may not have money to go to school. Oh, they like, because like the oldest Rotary, one of the oldest Rotary clubs, they painted zebra crossings. Just that. But that was like a huge thing because they were tired, I think, of waiting for government to do it or something like that. Then that's when I start to see, oh, this club actually has purpose. Like they have something they are working towards. But in my school, it was such a hard thing. And it was majorly admin. But I said, let me join. I became president, but then I had to leave the school. So basically, that was it. For me, my goal for joining Rotaract, Interact, was to have fun while serving. Because a lot of the schools, like Interact clubs, you hear, oh, guys, buy posts. I'm like, what do you mean you buy posts? Or not only Interact, all the clubs. But like when you say, oh, I'm president, Interact club, I'm a cool kid. I'm like, cool kid when you're not serving. Like, the thing is in the much service above self. We're just being a cool kid, extorting kids. Like when you have funks, you're supposed to pay like 25K, you tell them to pay 50 bob. Of course, our foreman is going to be like, they'll pay because they want to be seen among the cool kids and stuff like that, which is wrong. And it's something we're trying to change in the schools, but it's hard because admins are even like discontinuing the clubs. I don't remember which school it was, but there's a school, a known school, they were like, we are going to stop the operation of this club in the school because they're not doing anything. So, I don't know how we shall work on that. Because even now, as we are adults, although it's now it's a bit less because there are many people who aren't in Interact but are in Rotaract and very active. But you hear someone, oh, that club is for rich people. Muinanyo sente, mubera mupate. What you're seeing the party. You don't know that before the party, these guys first went to some village deep in like Nakasongola or Nakapiripiris and first did their outreach. And now here they are celebrating the party. They're like their achievements. It's like when people see a relationship, they're like, oh my God, those guys. They don't know you've been through like cheating things or maybe miscarriages or what. They'll just be like, oh my, those guys, I want to be like them. You don't see what's in the background. And you know when you're not in it, you can't know what is there. It's like you trying to say, oh, monks are always just praying, meditating. You're not a monk. So what are you saying? Oh, prostitutes are always just there. They have sex with men every time. You're not there and you don't know why these people do these things. So you don't know what you're saying.
You don't know the cause, right?
Exactly.
Cause and effect.
actions and reactions are equal but opposite. You slap someone, yes, they feel pain on their cheek, but your hand also hurts, unless you're abnormal.
I think always love my hot feel pain. I guarantee. It's like spanking someone, but they don't even feel pain.
You feel, mama.
It's programmed in the mind. Pain is also something that is programmed in the mind. You can choose when to and when not to feel it.
Boss, what do you mean?
Tell me.
You mean every time they inject me, I feel pain?
Because it's in your mind that you're going to feel pain.
Please. You're about to say labor is not real.
Something like that. It is. Anyway, back to like that. You as a woman in tech,
aspiring. So many. First of all, like now in class, the class is full of boys. In my, I think it was second year, we were doing discrete mathematics. My class, the class I was in before, we were like 30 girls out of that, like 100. Okay, maybe 30 have like, but anyway, like let's say the girls were 40, the boys were 100. Or 120 or 110. And the lecturer was like, wow, this is a good number of girls in the class. I'm like, what? What do you mean? We are less than half. And I'm like, that's already a barrier. Then there's sexual harassment. Like, there are so many things. Then people be like, you're a girl, you can't do that. Like, oh, but I am doing it and I will do it. It's majorly like those sexist things. Because language barrier is not a big issue because we study in English. Maybe in discussion groups where you join a discussion group where they're speaking Langi or they're speaking Runyankole and you're in Muganda.
So do you suggest that it's important for more women to pursue careers in software engineering to avoid the imbalance so that you feel more comfortable in like a class?
Yes, it is. But I feel like there's this wrong notion going around that we don't need the arts. And so many girls are getting into like sciences when they don't really want to do it, or like some may not want to do it, may want to do it, but they actually can't. Like someone does, you do PEM, you repeat like thrice, you're not getting double digit points. And like something needs to click in your brain and be like, man, this thing may not be for me. But now because the world has convinced you that, oh, science is where it is. If you don't do sciences, you're fake. Man, I know so many people that did arts like lawyers. You sit and listen to someone speak and you're like, oh, wow. And that's one of the things with science people. They have so much knowledge, but personally don't. Like at my college, you look at a guy, you greet them good morning. It's they freeze. Like, yeah, my guy, how are you going to pitch your ideas? You see, this is how people steal your ideas. You tell to your close friend who's like extroverted or what, they'll go and tell it to some lecturer. The lecturer may either bring them onto the project or steal it. Or because you can't express yourself. Or you like only do it in like small circles. Oh, I'm so shy. The world won't wait for you.
Generally, do you consider yourself a smart person?
Yeah, of course.
How would you define your smartness?
Wow. Now you're going to introduce my smartness meter. But I think basically I call myself smart because I tend to have like out of the box solutions to things. Like I think of things that people have not thought about. Maybe they think about, but they just don't say it out in public. And also, like, I have so many random facts in my head, which I get like from also watching so many random useless videos. That's it, majorly. Like, I wouldn't say I'm like this book smart. Those people get straight A's because I would be lying. I last got like those marks when I was in like P3. So, like more of a random thing, like someone would just be there and I tell them, do you know that camera lens is this? And like, what? That's it, again.
Have you been discriminated before?
Yeah, very many times.
Can you describe discrimination in like at school?
Like maybe they treat you differently because maybe you're a different skin color or you're a different tribe. Or when they find out, hey, colorism. Okay, sorry, like I mean shade. Yeah, light-skinned babes get treated differently. What do you mean? Yes, they do.
I feel like the internet has
Planted a seed in our
exactly.
mind. Yeah, but
You
it's
feel
true
like
though.
you feel like everything is now like a fight, right?
Yeah.
It's you against the world.
Just like the pseudo feminists, and they are the majority, by the way, because so many people are preaching hate of men. It's not supposed to be hate of men. It's supposed to be creating opportunities for women to thrive with the men. Not, oh, I come and step on this man's head so that I can become CEO of MT and I step. That's not feminism. That's some friend called, man, I've forgotten the name, but it's some other word. But now, those are people masquerading as feminists, and then like men be like, oh, she's a feminist. That's a red flag. Oh, that's another thing I'm tired of hearing. Red flag, red flag. Blah, blah, blah.
Not hearing flags.
Oh, wow. Well, let me see. You don't lack of respect for people. That's number one. And that like boils into other things. Like, let me say you go to a restaurant, he's treating the waiter like trash. Already next to them with dustbin, just that you don't know. Poor hygiene. Like, there's this smell of sweat, like, oh, it's evening, guys been walking. In the morning, and you're smelling? Guys, no. Then arrogance, like for you know everything. If I tell you it's common, let me not say.
It's common.
Arrogance. What else? Like majorly that. Oh, you don't believe in God. Like, where are we going? Like like most of the times when you're like going through a bad thing, you're like, oh, God knows why I'm doing. Now for you be like, then the universe knows why. Yeah. Actually, don't get atheist because you be an atheist and you're like, okay, me, I believe in the science part of it, like, oh, evolution, what, but you're just saying, me, I don't believe in anything.
Yeah, because you're just programmed to believe. You could just like the fact of just being a very good human being and being.
Which is also okay.
You're just not supposed to be programmed to believe in something.
But aren't we all programmed? There's this theory.
When you grow up and you have access to all this information, then you can start to make personal, life-changing decisions for yourself.
True. But me, I've chosen to say that God is there. So you, if you've decided otherwise, don't come on us with your judge. It's just like homosexuals. They have this thing of, oh, heterosexuals are always discriminating us. And that's another thing that has been misdefined. Being homophobic. Homophobia.
That's what you want.
It depends. Because now, like, the way people understand homophobia now is like, oh, I wish harm on those guys. No. Homophobia just means I do not agree with your stand on that stuff. It doesn't mean I want guys to beat your bums. Like, there was a video that was going around. Guys found a guy, I think he was gay, they were beating him up. I don't want that to happen to you. I just don't agree with like what you're doing. Before I make myself get ashamed, let me first check in my dictionary. But to me, that's what I think homophobia is. It's not like I wish harm on you or I hate you. I just don't agree with your stand.
This like all prejudice against gay people. That's what it means.
Dislike. Wow.
So it encompasses a range of negative
emotions
and feelings towards homosexuality or people who identify or perceived as being lesbian, gay, or bisexual. It has been defined as content, prejudice, aversion, hatred, or antipathy, maybe based on irrational fear and may sometimes be related to religious beliefs. Exactly. So, as someone who has strong religious beliefs, you are bound to think you hold the moral compass to what's
wapi. Man, just do your shit. Don't bring like do your thing. Stay in your lane. I have to stay in my lane. When I'm like with my guy, what I don't come on social media and start like licking him for everyone to see.
Heterosexual people do that.
There are people who do that, but to me, I don't.
I mean,
so now,
we see.
yeah, Cardi B and Offset do it a lot. even if there are kids around. But now, like, must I suffer because of those guys? Like, I'm in a club, you can clearly see I've been dancing with only guys. You're a fellow babe, you're coming to give me rubs. Like, sikuganya obikola naye tobikola kunze because me I don't want. Like, you're
What you want?
Sagala, tebinyuma. What is the goal of rubs between girls?
What is the goal of
Ogenze mu X-rated.
What would be the goal of rubs between a man and do you fuck everyone you have rubs with?
No. Why? Why
It's
would
the fun
you?
of it. So it's the same thing that the woman would want.
It's like preference. It's like, why do I take tequila, but I don't like beer? And beer is not nice. I don't even know why people drink beer. I think it tastes
So you don't
awful.
drink beer?
Tastes bad.
You're always taking shots.
No.
How high do you get?
I don't get to that high of, oh, I'm staggering. I still be kawa. Like, I maybe get tipsy, but I don't get to that point where, like, you're falling, people are calling your name and you can't hear. You know, like that drunk you see in movies or from some of your friends. I can't handle that one.
And you smoke marijuana?
No.
Are you saying no because your mom is going to listen to the podcast? She will tell from the laugh. I always like to get people like you.
But she knows. She knows I've tried it before. But something I'll never try again is weed cookies.
Yeah, it's not so much.
I felt like I was dying. I felt like someone was stabbing me in the chest. You guys. I don't know. My cousin was just there laughing at me. It was his other friend who was like, "You're not going to die. Why?" You know, because usually, like, maybe say you're high or like you have a headache or what, you'd be like, "Oh, let me sleep." You can't even sleep. I said never.
When you're high?
No, like the weed cookie. I don't feel the high of like of a blunt, but the cookies are like, guys, bye. You guys can enjoy.
If you guys feel the high of a blunt, you should stop smoking blunts. Because then they're just making your lungs become dark.
No, like I don't feel, like how people be like, oh, I'm on cloud 9, what. I feel like something has changed, but it's not that drastic. Like, oh my God, everyone gets horny.
Yeah. So it depends on what you smoke. Yeah.
Yes, Professor.
Yes. So it's not a given that you get horny when you smoke.
Oh, true.
So, do you ever even notice what you're smoking?
I don't know. I never buy these things myself. I find other people in there.
Okay. So because I think purple haze will make you
hallucinate.
Yes. Cheese would make you happy and horny and tipsy, but you'd be smiling and laughing at.
Ashed, that's one I want, guys. We need plugs. DM me. Until a policeman DMs me.
That is, I don't know. The revenge but there's marijuana in the country. That is like half of almost everything I wanted to talk to you about. It's your time. You know, with this podcast, you can also ask the questions. You can leave. The conversation is really best.
Yeah. Hey. I remember when I met you, you said you did computer science or something. Oh, I had it on the podcast with Rogers. Do you still practice?
Yeah.
Hey, when your laptop is reporting in, what am I asking? So it's like your major area of focus. But I don't lie. I'll do research.
It's digital marketing.
Is that computer science though? Unless you're like using AI. Hey, mama.
Doing it at a really, really big scale. Right.
First we are here, we'll be thinking of captions, then we go to ChatGPT.
That's not nothing, right? ChatGPT was created to help for exactly that. Thinking, help.
But it feels like I feel like it's crippling us. Because before I'd think of something and you'll be like, yeah, that came from my brain. Now I'm giving ChatGPT, give me.
You prompting.
No, still.
Then you choose. Yeah.
Give me a caption about flowery sunsets. Anyway, these things were created to help us.
So that because of the scale of money and need, that's the fastest way you can monetize here, by introducing businesses to helping them making sales of digital platforms. It's convenient. It's a bit cheaper, and if you're doing it very well, you really get paid a lot. So
I'm here doing things for free.
yeah, it's a process. That's doing things for free.
Up to when? I'm going to eat goodwill.
Yeah.
I know, but still. I'm very young, but how old is Etania? Isn't she 23? I'm 22. Okay, yeah, we have different paths, but
Really?
I'm like, how did she get there that fast?
What do you mean there?
Like she's a DJ. I don't know. Like she does a lot of the things I like. She's on radio.
Do you know
And of course.
start your podcast. I'll publish it already.
I'm shy. Huh?
What do you want to say on radio?
Not like say sell.
Yeah, what do you want to present? What do you want to do?
Like a show. Like, you know those shows where like, oh, morning drive with who and who. Stuff like that. That's why Netega, like recently we were doing an ad for Mirinda, and Energy Man happened to be one of the partners. I was like, we shall get there. And if you realize most of those guys have like 2 shows, so eventually they're going to have to get people like to, because like I think Etani has like a morning show and then that Energy Circle thing. So
She does the evening show, right?
I think he has 2. Yes, Zam over Pfizer. But I think unless the website is misinforming us, but still people leave and people like go to other countries to pursue other things. You never know.
You get that. If it's radio, I feel like that's very easy to get.
Another thing I like with radio, it's not like TV. TV you have to dress up, do makeup. What radio you can pull up ratchet as F. And like no one will know because your voice still sounds kawa. Like TV, there's so much. Now you see, like, yeah.
Why would dress have to be to show up in your ratchet way?
Not like ratchet, but there's a lot of, I don't know what to say, like, you're given opportunity to like relax score. It's not like TV, oh, stand up straight. Nah, like, I don't know. There's a girl menya. So.
What should I?
Limuganda.
You
Leaders. I don't, but Chonda is. I know.
What do you think about the new type of music women are releasing from the Western world?
Oh, the one of My Pussy Fresh, what?
What do you think about
Megan? Oh, I used to judge her a lot. Then I landed on her story sometime, and I found that like this chick started doing music because she wanted to get her college degree. You know, her degree was in public health. From that day, I just be like, try to make sure your music doesn't get to like the wrong audience. You see, like how that video of Cardi B posing WAP when her daughter came into the room. Then people were like, how can you do that? You make that music and our kids listen to it. She was like, that's not my fault. I don't create this music for kids. So if your kid is exposed to it, that's something you need to work on, not me. And man, like that
makes sense, right?
Exactly. Because mama, you want her to make culture listen to WAP because for you left your kids unattended to. Just like Shiba. Guys are like, Shiba yambala bubi. What? She was like, Mwaba man, you're the one supposed to teach your children, not me. She's right in a way, and she's also wrong in a way. But
I don't think she's wrong in any way.
And for some people, you're not going to tell that to a traditional Muganda man or woman.
Traditional Muganda man. I am.
What shows? You would have been in a camp.
I was in a Kanzu in my just podcast. Don't you remember?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Man, like about I feel like we've gotten to a point where like, if it doesn't directly affect you, like how is it paining you that, oh, that guy's with 3 babes? Those 3 babes are friends and they know that they are all there together. Oh, that guy.
That I have 3 babes?
Very much. Me, I don't share knowingly. Can share, I don't know. But no.
Why?
I don't know. Okay, I know, but some of those reasons are for me alone.
Please give someone to the young girls out there that are inspired by you.
Man, just keep pushing, because sometimes I'm going to sound like a motivational speaker, but I can't tell you the number of times I felt like giving up. See, like even this course, before I started, I wanted to chill. Then when I had to repeat, I was like, is this course for me? Like so many things. Oh, as for A-level, my God, A-level, I reached S5 second time. I'm asking for weird combinations like PEG. Can I do PEG? I want to drop math. Can I do PEG, stroke sub math? Can I do physics and something, but without math? They were like, no, you can't do that in that school. You'd have to get another school, what. Then they chopped me. Banana. And I was like, maybe I need to change course. We went to Marcos. The guy was like, oh, you can't go to S6. You have to repeat. I was like, banana. Now do I repeat? I go to the S6 school I went to. It was a day school in Tina called Kalinari. We do our first math paper. I thought I was reading. I fail. I'm like, should I go back to Marcos and repeat? Then no. Then I consulted the teacher Mambi. Then he told me, you have to teach yourself everything from first principles. So as guys were on this S6 work, me I was on Backhouse 1, still studying those things of differentiation from first principle. Is it differentiation? I don't even remember. But I had to teach myself the whole math syllabus again because it flopped in S5. I don't regret it, but it was a lot of work. And if you're not like strong or you don't know what you want, or like maybe they forced you to do the PEM, you will give up. In S5, it got to a point where like I got, some schools have this thing of Kadala, like they call the best, then after they call the last. By third term, I was used. And I know for me, they're going to call me among the last 5. But like I said, and I have my friends in S6. And we're always ready. We sit next to each other. So that when they call our names, we just go together. They give us a box. We go. Yeah.
So, weren't you motivated to just get out of the last 5 to get into the first 5?
And I don't even know what to say because the first set of exams we did in S5 was like, I thought I'm doing what I like. I'm still failing. Then I don't know, like my energy just kept reducing. And then some teacher told me how I'm going to get chopped. Although it was my fault, man, I provoked him. But when he said that in my head, I was like, oh, nyam, way, buddy. I don't want to be here either way. And he was in charge of those IT things like entering marks. So even if I was to pass, like get the pass mark, he could manipulate things and make sure I'm chopped. So like he told me I was going to get chopped, and that was like the last nail in the coffin. I was like, no need to work hard anymore. Because why I even like didn't feel that the need to like work hard so much, I had told my parents from like S1, I don't want to be here. S5 we come. 2 teachers advised my father not to be, I'm going to be in trouble after this one. But 2 teachers advised him not to bring me back. That is deputy academics and the senior, what are they called? These ones in charge of like children's welfare. Senior woman, hey, they advised him not to bring me back. The deputy academics was even like, I am the deputy in another school can help. He refused. He insisted.
Had you done to Marcos?
Yeah, he asked me if I want to go to Marcos, but at that time I didn't know that my primary best friend was going there. So I was like, no, I don't want. What? Man, when it's your day. But still, if I had gone to Marcos, I don't think I would have read. I knew too many people there. And that school is so chill.
What informs your life decisions?
First dilute the English.
Is it based off the content you want to show? Like, how do you arrange your mind to come to conclusions and decisions?
Oh, a lot of it is from past experiences. Or like, see, like how some people first want the thing to happen to them before they learn. Like, see, like how people be like, I dated over an older guy. It didn't work out. Like, once I hear it from like 3 people, I'll know that if I'm 20, what am I doing with a 40-year-old? I don't wait for it to first kube me and I'll be like, Kale, you guys told me. Although sometimes you can't control it. Like, let me say maybe you get knocked by a bodanga you're crossing. Or, no, pregnancy scare, you can't control that one. Let me even not say it. Or you fall down the stairs. Like, those are not things you can learn from other people, because if it happens, it has happened. Or you cut your, slice you, oh, I was peeling Irish. Are you going to learn? Because, oh, mommy cut herself, even me, I won't. Some things just happen. Just about character development, I don't know. So, majorly past experiences, and past experiences. I don't want to lie and say, oh God always what? No, past experiences.
You have purpose for your life.
Although sometimes it feels like life is very bleak, or like the future is very bleak, but most of the time I'd be like, yeah, what I'm doing.
Have you come to conquer suffering by creating meaning for your life? And what meaning do you think you've concluded on? Like, how would you define the meaning to your life?
Give me a minute. I think, well, like how I said, like I'm good vibes and what, I feel like the meaning to my life is like, when I come into your life, there should be a difference. And there should not like now I found you suffering and I even leave you suffering or even add more suffering. Like it shouldn't be like that. You're supposed to be a light like Jesus. You bring light to people's life. When you're not around, people are like, oh my God, we miss her. The room would be much fun with her in the room. Like when you go somewhere, even when we go for charity things, and like the kids are dancing, I always want to go and join them to show them that, yeah, even me, I'm having fun with you guys. But people, of course, want to be on their phones. People have this excuse of, I'm shy. But when they're in dark corners, they are no longer shy. But okay.
You're still not giving me the meaning to your life.
Like, I don't know how to answer that question. It needs a lot of thinking, which I don't have the capacity to do right now. And my dad has ever asked me this question, but
how did you answer it?
Don't remember.
Okay. I'll call you again. I'm going to leave you to think about it.
Oh, wow.
What sort of legacy? This is the next thing. What sort of legacy are you creating for yourself?
Oh, wow. Majorly, it would be something like, like how people have this thing of, oh, she can't be a civil engineer and also a model. I want to show people like it's possible. You can do all these things and still remain a functional human being and have time. Like how people be like, oh, I'm working too much, so I don't have time for relationships. I don't have time for friends. I feel like a lot of that is a choice, because what does it take to like call your friend on your drive back home from work and be like, oh, how are you? What? We have a lot of excuses, whether it comes to God, whether it comes to family, what. So I want to show people that you can do these things and like be a normal human being. Because a lot of people, when they find me, like maybe let me say at creatives, mixers, or in the bar, guys tend to assume that, oh, she's doing an arts course. I'm like, no, guys, I'm a PEM babe. PEM, physics, economics, math. And like, then what are you doing here? You should be like at law school or doing smanya. What is this course guys like called? Saying I look like
social sciences.
It's not even social, but it's something. Oh, mass comm. Funny enough, that's what my mom did. But when I was looking for courses to do at uni, I didn't want to do something. No offense to like the people doing these things of like psychology and what and mass comm and what. I wanted to look for something that I can't necessarily teach myself. Like I'm going to learn a lot more by being in school than on my own, because psychology, there are so many books, there are so many documentaries. Like it was going to bore me. Same thing with mass comm. But I don't know. That's my legacy majorly. And like to show people that you don't have to be happy all the time. We've been brainwashed to feel, okay, not all of us, but majority of us have this thing of, if I'm not happy, my life is not good. You're not supposed to be happy all the time, even.
Yeah, but happiness is not a constant.
But does everyone know that?
I think the fact that there's suffering
is enough to show you
that happiness will exist.
Yeah. And you need both. Like, isn't that?
One difference the other, right?
Because if you have no suffering, when you're
Right.
enjoying, you won't appreciate that I came from the gutters. And when you're in the gutters, you'll not be like, oh, I've been high up sometime. So it's just like that movie Luck, that animation. I remember I was like, we need both bad luck and good luck for like the world, for balance, what that philosophical shit and whatnot. Yeah.
Thank you, Kayla, for coming to our podcast.
Thank you for having. Those dramatic exits where like the magician goes under the table and you think he has disappeared, but I'm too big for that. But yeah.
Under the table is very.
No, like those dramatic things. You're like, where's she going? Where's she going? Yeah, I'm a magician.
All right.